Okay, we are live. So, yeah, I'm pretty tired actually. Last night I had some people coming over, and we had a great time. Yeah, just a little get together. It was good. This is my this is my backyard. There you go. It's a nice little view over there. Pretty sick. So today we're going to be talking about something. I call it Chasing the Mirage Part 2. I'm just going to go get myself a drink, and I'll come back, and we're going to talk about something good. Talk to you soon. Okay. Okay. So, Chasing the Mirage. So, most people live their life in a cave. Now, I'm going to read you something. It's an extract from uh, one of these famous philosophers that were in the 16th century, and his name was Nietzsche. And here's what he says. Let me just quickly bring it up. Man, drinks taste so good. Oh, okay. So here's what he says. Nietzsche says, um, conviction or convictions are the greater enemies of truth. Try living a week with less conviction and more investigation. What the world needs now is a heck of a lot more observation. So, what does that quote mean? Because I know that sounds a bit abstract to you, so you might think, oh, I'm not a scientist, or I'm not a philosopher. So why should I care about this? Why is this sound so important to me? Well, the truth is that it may not be important to you. You may not find it to be very important. But if you listen to this talk, you may. So for those of you that think that you might not learn anything, you might learn something, and so why not give it a go? Okay. So yeah, what does quote mean? So most people think that they're so sure about their lives. Tomorrow I'm going to go to work, I'm going to make money, and my life is sweet. It's like a lottery ticket. It's I continue working, I continue doing what I do, and then it's just going to magically all come together, and I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. And that's what most people do. But what they don't understand is that conviction, which is being sure of something, conviction is the greatest enemy of truth. A true life is a life with no conviction. It's a life with no. When you're not sure of something, that is when you truly live. It's funny because most people they're so sure of everything in their life. They're so sure, my husband is the greatest person ever, or my wife is so perfect, or my happiness. I'm happy. I just go to work. I go see my friends, and my life is great. My life is the way I want it to be. And what else is there? But see, here is where you're. It's not because you're naive, but it's just because you haven't been shown anything else. So that's the life that you actually live. You live a life that's not true, but it's actually a life that only seems true. But if you want the true life, if you're a truth seeker and you're seeking for what I call and what's been commonly known as the good life, right? Everybody wants the good life. Everybody wants to live a life in which they are getting what they want, pretty much. People want to live a good life. So to live a good life, what's required is more investigation and not what you think, which is being sure and kind of just going through your week and doing it repeatedly. Routine is the greatest enemy of truth. It's like chasing a mirage. You think you're going somewhere. The mirage is an imaginary place. The mirage doesn't exist. It's like you're sitting in the desert and you're trying to find water. So you go to all the sand dunes and you go and walk around and you try to find water. But then you're going to be chasing that thing forever, man. If you're a woman watching this too, same thing. You're going to be chasing that thing forever. And that is a lottery ticket. But if you live a life of truth, then you're not chasing the mirage. You may not know exactly where you're going, right? But you know that you're going somewhere, and that somewhere is much more profound. It's much more deep in knowledge, in insight than any mirage. Am I saying that it's a hard life? Yeah, I'm saying it's a hard life. But also, it's quite easy as well. So yeah, more investigation, more observation. Whoops. Computer just had an error. Anyway, yeah. more investigation, more observation, and more awareness on where you want to go instead of just chasing the mirage. Because most people, they do chase the mirage and they live in like a cave, in where they're looking at the paintings on the walls and they think that's reality. They think that that's what they want, you know. But what they don't realize is that they're just in the dark, and they'll be always chasing the mirage unless they come out of their cave and then see, you know, oh, okay, I have a direction now. This is somewhere I want to go. This is my purpose, and this is my understanding of in what I want to do. So, you know, here's my point, right? My point is just very simply, just to begin with, because this video is designed to teach you things and for you to learn it. So if you want to be that person not chasing the mirage, you become a truth seeker. You start to seek the truth, and you start to question, and you start to say, you know, why am I here? And then from there, mate, you snap your fingers just like that, and it doesn't magically appear. You don't magically just improve yourself, but you begin on the path, and you start to understand that journey of truth. So here is the takeaway for today's video. How can, or no, not how can, but how would you live a life with less conviction, less belief in yourself, and start to question aspects of your life? How can you start questioning aspects of your life more? What's one practical thing you can do? Maybe watch a movie that you wouldn't really watch. Might give you a different perspective, or maybe read a book, or maybe talk to someone that's got a different perspective to you. That's how to be less sure of yourself. Because when you start to look at different perspectives, then you start to say, oh, you know, I'm not the center of the universe. There's other things out there that I can learn. The universe is much more vast than you think. So I'm gonna finish today's talk with a quote. Sorry, not a quote. With a poem. This poem is called "If," and you might have heard it before. But if you haven't heard it, sorry, one sec. Yeah. Are you going out tonight? Why? Because Mum needs a way to get in tonight, so I need to see if, like, if you're going out, I need to leave the key somewhere. Yeah, just leave it. Leave it in the door, under the mat. Are you going out or not? Yeah. All right. Well, here's the house key here. Don't forget. No. And text Mum and tell her where you put it. Yeah. Okay. Are you going now? Yeah. All right. No worries. Yeah. Bye. Anyway, sorry about that. Little interruption there. Back to the business. Back to the poem. So here it goes. If you can keep your head about you when all are losing theirs and blaming it on you, If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting. 2. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hate. And yet, don't look too good, not talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can barely hear the truth you spoke, and twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop, and build them with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap, if you make one heap of your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sin to serve you long after they are gone, and so hold on when there's nothing in you except the will which says to hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings and not lose the common touch, if neither fools nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but not too much, you can fill the unforgiving minute with 67's worth of distance. Run. Yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more. You'll be a man, my son.